All right, what is up, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Lifting, Running, and the Living with your favorite people, Kelly,
Hello.
hey, and JK. That is me. All right, we're kicking off episode 70. We are,
Yes.
as we, so deeply strategically discussed before pressing record on this episode, which sarcasm, we did not deeply discuss. We're going to be transitioning episodes just a little bit, just transitioning our format a bit. And instead of trying to pretend like we have some really grand, well thought out strategy for that, you'll just likely feel the vibe as we go through the next few episodes here, as we kind of switch things up, maybe just a little bit. It's like a little bit of a remix, I'd say,
Yeah.
more than anything. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a
Okay.
reorg.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, corporate. Okay, corporate foreshadowing. All right. Well,
Uh,
let's get into some things that we've got on our proposed rundown. First and foremost, I want to have, I don't know if we're talking discussion or just where we're at
an
here.
acknowledgement.
Acknowledgement that, you know what, fantastic phrase there.
Yeah.
Acknowledgement of what is currently going on in Minneapolis and this country right
Yeah.
now. Where's your head at with all this?
It's just been, so we're recording this on Monday. So obviously
Mhm.
people, when you hear this, it'll be later.
Monday, January
Yeah, Monday,
26th, by
January
the way.
26th. Will be a little more removed later in the week, but hopefully none of us forget how jarring this is to see someone straight up shot on the street in broad
Yeah.
daylight for doing nothing that we're not allowed to do in this country.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It's like, I feel like it's a combination of I'm not surprised and
I
like,
can agree with you there.
yeah, like it was kind of heading towards this based on things that have been happening for the past year.
Mhm.
And then like anger of like, why did it get to this place? And then curiosity of like, is this actually going to make things change? You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, it just, and then there's a whole lot of other things like I've been talking to some of my friends about like, do people need to speak up on social media? Things like that. Um, which is interesting to dive
Okay.
into because we've kind of
Yeah.
talked before about being performative versus like actually doing things. Like just because I
Yeah.
post something in my stories doesn't mean I'm doing anything meaningful other than just like acknowledging that I know I'm supposed to say something, you know? That
Yeah.
can be the vibe you
Mhm.
get from people. Um, but yeah, it's just like really sad that we've gotten to this place as a country. And it's sad that it seems like some people still don't see the problem with what happened this
Mm.
weekend, you know? Or like whatever they're projecting. And obviously, I mean, like the administration trying to be like, well, he had a gun. It's like, well, he was illegally carrying it.
Yeah. Getting into the whataboutism of it all
Yeah.
is, to me, the lowest hanging fruit and a distraction. And the one of the first things that came to mind as you were starting off is, well, we're talking about right now it's January 26th. Lord only knows what's next between January 26th and when this episode actually releases.
Right.
Like it, because in my head, I'm like, we're acting like, okay, we're talking about something that happened a few days ago, as if there's not something else that a very good likelihood of something else happening. Like, what's the next thing?
Yeah.
Uh, as the days continue to go by, and we're talking only like a 4-day swing here.
If that.
So
Yeah.
yeah, if that at all. So yeah, from my perspective, um, not one am I surprised? Nope. Just like you, like it's not surprising. And something that you mentioned was your point of view, or I guess maybe the rhetorical question of like, is this what it, like the point where finally things start to change? And I can't remember if this was part of a discussion that we've had previously, or if it was maybe a text thread with me, you, and Joy. I can't remember,
Mm.
but somehow I feel like you were in this conversation. And I just have this theory in not just situations like this, where this would be the extreme because somebody lost their life.
Yeah.
This would be the extreme. I have this same sort of thought process with most things when you are hoping that there is a massive change, like finally, like the really, like, enough is enough, not the mentality of the, I'll start over Monday sort of. I'm talking like enough is enough, like
Yeah.
either it has to work or it has to work. Like there's no
Yeah.
difference. It has to get to a point where you have truly affected someone, or you've affected a person or a system that is just so completely inconvenienced that now just can't take it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like this cannot happen. An example that I'll use is from I'll use a business example. I was talking to somebody who worked for, at the time, worked for a Fortune 100 company. And they worked for a Fortune 100 company. I won't even mention like the industry that they're in. However, the industry that they were in, they had multiple like locations of this particular type of business.
Mm-hmm.
And there was, they were basically going through a revamping of how they were going to be dealing with customers that came into their different locations. And the overwhelming thought process from the people in the field was the normal, the normal, like they don't understand how it is actually inside of these buildings. They don't understand what it's like, that as far as they being like corporate, when they
Yeah.
hand down this, like, hey, you need to handle things this way. You need to make sure that our clients and customers go through these particular steps, like that sort of a thing, right?
Yeah.
And I remember having the conversation with this person where they would, they bubbled up the feedback and sat in all these strategic meetings and all this stuff. And I straight up was like, nothing is going to change until it actually affects someone who matters.
Yeah.
And when I say someone who matters, it's the whole, like, clearly like the customer feedback has been negative because they're not enjoying the experience and all this other stuff. And finally, the corporation decided to change when a very high level individual got pissed because their mom went into one of the locations and was required to go through the same protocol that
Oh.
the average customer had to go through. And she was upset with that process. And it was framed as, to the rest of the company, as, you know, we need to rethink how we rolled this out.
Yeah.
And I remember my friend being so upset because they were like, we have been screaming this for so long. I said, I understand where you're coming from. And also, I am telling you that 9.985 times out of 10, it has to get to a point where it has finally affected the person or the system that is just so wildly inconvenienced. It's like, and we'll, pass it back over to you here. I remember talking to somebody about the Montgomery bus boycott because
Mm.
I'm just fascinated with just the more and more that I learn about it. And in reading this book that Martin Luther King Jr. wrote, and it was the first book that he ever wrote, really, was about his experience with organizing and how he was recruited for that and all this other stuff with the Montgomery bus boycott, and how they created just an intricate system of people gave each other rides to work. And they even, then the taxi companies were not allowed to take black people to their jobs or anything like that. So they tried to cut them off that way. And then black folks came together and figured out a workaround on that. Like he had figured out like a way to make things just so wildly inconvenient. And there's still a very like strong theory that one of the reasons that he was assassinated is because he had figured out a way to now affect the economy in
Mm.
1968, like when they finally took him out. And I was talking to somebody about like, if you really, really, really wanted to inconvenience somebody, you wouldn't really exact violence against them. You would cut off their Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
You'd give them no internet access.
that's
And I was
true.
like, that's my whole thing, like chess, not checkers. So that's just how I'm just something that's in the back of my head as things continue to evolve, and having like acquaintances who are in Minneapolis, who are very, very active people. And I'm like praying for them to stay safe because
Yeah.
they are hella active. Um, just thinking about like, I think you need some agitation for sure. And also like agitation as far as like, it's got to be loud and it's got to be seen.
Mhm.
And also there's got to be like some strategy with like, okay, like if you're really ready to turn the corner here, it's got to be inconvenient in places where it's inconvenient. The stuff that you just really don't think about. So yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah, I've
But yeah.
seen people posting about things that us little people can do.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
A lot of people are talking about like not paying taxes and stuff like that because that would
Mm.
inconvenience obviously the government. However, it's obviously challenging because you need like everyone on board, and with a country this big, how do you get everyone on board to make a meaningful impact in that way? You know?
Yeah, and I get where that comes from, and and it's like, honestly, the first thing that comes to mind to me is like, then you're dealing with an administration who's has no qualms, it seems like, to be like, well, unfortunately, since the taxes weren't paid, we can't afford to pay for any school meals. Like
That's
just to
true.
be
They did
like
get
just to
rid
be
of
a
SNAP.
douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. Like it would be that,
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
did you want to close this one out with talking about, you were talking about a text line or a text number, something like
Yeah.
that, right?
I might release this episode early so this actually matters. I think
Okay.
Friday the Senate is voting on a funding bill that includes funding for ICE.
Okay.
Um, so there's a lot going around online right now to call your reps and tell them to vote against it.
Right.
Um, and some of us don't like making phone calls. It can be very scary. So
Yeah.
if you're one of those people or you want the path of least resistance, you can text 63033 and just text ICE to them, and they'll send you a link to a site, and basically you enter your address and your name, and then it figures out who your reps are, and it writes the letter for you, and you just have to fill out your salutation and the topic, and it just sends it
Okay.
over. So really easy to do. I think especially for people in states that are redder.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but even blue states, you never know how your senator is going to vote on something. So
Facts.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
All
Um,
right.
well, one more thing. I also
Oh yeah.
want to encourage people, like I talked about a year ago. One thing you can control is where you give your money to, and your attention to. We didn't really talk about that too much, but like in terms of attention, like people you're following online, influencers, if you see people like either supporting what you don't believe or maybe not speaking up and you think they should, you can unfollow. They make money off of you engaging in their stuff. Um, and then same for companies. So like Target's in the spotlight again for people who aren't boycotting it because they've been
Yeah.
compliant with ICE. So things you can do. I haven't shopped at Target in over a year now, and it's fine for my lifestyle. So just thinking about things like that,
Yeah.
small things that add
Facts.
up.
Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. You want to share a little something
Yeah, on
with the
to
folks?
brighter topics.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was kind of funny what you were saying about in order for things to change, someone high up needs to be inconvenienced. Because
Yeah. Someone or some situation.
someone or some
You
situation.
got to get.
I haven't talked too much about my current job, but I'm on a team of 2 and I found a new job. So, uh, thanks.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Things that I couldn't change while I was there, I am hoping that my departure is a catalyst for change for those who are still there. But yeah, when this comes out, well, if I release this early, this won't come out on my last day. But my last day is Friday, the 30th, and I start my new job next Monday on the 2nd. So very excited.
Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What will you be doing there?
I'll be a lead data analyst.
Okay.
I'll be on the user analytics team. So from my understanding, I'll get to there seems to be a variety of work depending on like which vertical I'm working in. One of the newer verticals, if I work in that area, has more of the foundational work because the data is newer. Some of the more, what word am I looking for? I don't know. It's the end of a Monday. The more seasoned, maybe, verticals
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
will be more like helping the marketing team with targeting the right people for campaigns and like running
Interesting.
A/B tests and helping them analyze that, things like that. So I think it'll be really cool. And my team will be bigger, which is exciting. It's a little bigger company, so there's more structure. My pay and benefits are going up, so
Hey,
yeah.
hey. There you go. Yeah, I do I am a would I be a customer? I would call myself or client of said company.
Oh,
So, yes.
cool.
You have not mentioned it, so I'm not mentioning it, which is fine. Totally fine.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
But
really.
yes. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm a patron.
Nice. I am now a patron.
Oh, were you not before?
No.
Oh, yeah. I am. My mom is.
Wow.
Mom's the one who, yeah, my mom's the one who introduced me.
Yeah, I will. So,
I'm very like casual with it though. Like my mom, oh
oh, I bet.
boy,
Well,
yeah.
okay. So I can just say it. It's
Okay, cool.
Fetch
Hey,
rewards.
cool.
I've
Okay, I was like, I
been,
don't know if she's talking about it or
yeah.
not. So
I mean, by the time this comes out, like,
okay.
but I've always
Oh, that's true.
been like, I've done Abada and Honey. So
Oh,
I've
okay.
always been on those rewards apps, but yeah, now I'm set up with Fetch, so I connected it to a bunch of my accounts.
Is it called fetching?
Ooh, I don't know. I'll
I
probably learn
in
next
my
week.
in my head, yeah, in my head, that's what I call it. Like I've been fetching for.
I like
I
it.
don't know. I don't know.
If it's not, I
Yeah,
will suggest it to the powers that be.
yeah. I've never redeemed any points, so
Oh, you should.
um, I'm kind of casual. I'd like just watching them pile up for a little bit. So, anyways, but yeah, congratulations. That's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah. And the funny thing is, my new boss, I didn't
Mhm.
know this before I applied or anything, but we went to the same college at the same time. And
Hofstra?
Hofstra, yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
she played rugby with one of my best friends. So I've probably run into her.
What a small, wow. The
Yeah.
world is so big and so small at the same time.
Yeah. When I found that out, because I always look up my interviewers on LinkedIn to see if I can find
Hmm.
them before, and I was like, wait a second, she is connected to 3 people that I know from college, like actually knew, not just like
Yeah,
one of those connections that you're
right.
connected with. But I was like,
Yeah.
I used to hang out with these people all the time.
It's like today's version of back when you would sign the yearbook and be
Yeah.
like, yeah, hit me up over the summer.
Yeah. I have my yearbook. I can't remember if we like did signing things in college, but yeah. So then I was
You
just
had a
like,
college yearbook?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, why? I also didn't graduate from college, so I don't
Yeah,
know. Like
that's
I'm
fair.
talking like I know what I'm talking about.
No, yeah, I definitely do because I'm in it a couple of times because of cross country.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So
that's awesome.
happy
Happy for you.
coincidence. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm ready.
Cool.
It's my last week. So, trying to balance the like not caring because I'm out and like
You got the
helping
yeah,
my
you got the
coworker.
itis.
Yeah.
You totally got the
Yeah.
itis. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
So exciting news.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
What's your first thing?
So for me, I'm going to give a little fat loss update, how things are going
Oh,
with
yeah.
my fat loss yeah, with my fat loss phase. So as Kelly mentioned, we're recording this on the 26th. So this would be now, I think when I looked at the app, and the app that I use, I've mentioned it before, is called Macro Factor.
Mhm.
Um, and right now, Macro Factor says that I have been pursuing this goal for it's like 28 or 29 days because I started a little bit before the 1st of January. And I basically am like flat, like
Mhm.
maintaining. I
Okay.
am maintaining. Yeah, I am maintaining. My adherence to the caloric range has overall over the last, let's say, 2 weeks has not been fantastic at all.
Mm,
So I was trending down a little bit. So
okay.
yeah, I was trending down a little bit and then had a couple of days where I got too confident in the fact that I was trending down a little bit and bumped way up. Like I went like 2,000 calories over my caloric
Oh
intake,
my god.
which is not hard. Yeah, that is not hard for me to do, people. Like not hard at all.
That's a
And no
lot.
regrets. No regrets at all. Um, so
Mm,
I may even try. I might try to put some content around this. It'll be a little messy, and I'll figure it out. How I've approached then, because that would have been last. I think it was like last Wednesday ish
mhm.
or so, and so my weight spiked like 5 pounds in one day or
Oh.
something like that. And then I have since then, so that was like a couple of days. I think it went up like 2, 3 pounds one day and then like 4 or 5 pounds the next day.
Mhm.
So I've been slowly but surely chipping away at trying to return to the baseline that I was at prior to that. And I've really done it by trying to get more steps in. So being more intentional about that, trying to or focusing on being more strategic with my water intake. So I would drink a decent amount of water like first half of the day, and then the back half it would just be fairly sparse, like here and there, sort of a thing. So it was like I was like front loading, but then didn't really have a whole lot of a plan for the back half of the day.
Mm.
Work schedule, if my work schedule required me to work until say like 9 p.m. in my in-person job, then realistically I thought I was going to be a different person and just come home and go to bed, which doesn't immediately happen. I'm still kind of hanging out for about an hour or so.
Yeah.
Uh, and then, you start to get, I allow myself to get like really snacky. So long story short, now the goal that I had set for the end of February, so March 1st, as of right now, the app, which provides a bit of a coaching aspect to it, estimates that if I continue on my current path, then it would take until March 22nd, all
Okay.
things being equal.
Hmm.
So that's where that's what it's reporting right now. And I sent to my little accountability group. I had said, hey, based on what's being reported back on the data that I give it, it's saying that it's going to take until March 22nd for me to hit that particular number. And that's fine. And also though, that doesn't mean that I can't really like lock in and double down on the things that I said I was going to do, regardless of if I hit the goal at the end of the month or not. And so that's what I'll kind of start to wrap up with, is just really, it's really like I talked about, I think in the last episode, got me thinking like I've really got to figure out like what's the why here.
Yeah, we did talk
Like
about
really got to really got to figure out what's the why.
that.
And I'll give myself basically like by the time we record again,
Okay. So 2
I'll,
weeks.
I'll give myself 2 weeks to figure this out, because I, regardless or despite being in the fitness coaching space, there is no adverse effect on my coaching if I don't do a fat loss phase.
Right.
Like none,
Yeah.
zero. So, um, sometimes you'll see content around people who've built their platform based on their like showing skin and all this other stuff. I'm like, that's not necessarily my vibe. Like, yeah, I wear shorts that are too short. Totally get that. However,
People say they're too
like
short.
no, well, in real life, it's like a running joke with
Oh,
a couple of my guy friends.
okay.
Yeah, a couple of my guy friends. What we were joking about actually, what we were actually joking about was how I dress for 2 different seasons on leg day right now.
Oh.
So yeah, that's what it actually was. But this is also coming from a friend of mine who wears like 5-inch inseam shorts. And I'm like, bro, that is like, you're living dangerously there. No way. But yeah, so that's the Midwest right now, basically. Like if you do leg day, it just, I mean, shorts are a requirement on leg day. Guys, ladies, you get the ladies have much better legging options, I guess I should
Yeah.
say, that move but well and move much better.
Yeah.
But, like if you're doing leg day, you want to see what you're working with. When you do
True.
arm day or upper body, you want to see what you're working with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, and also it's kind of chilly. So yeah, I'll wear a hoodie and a beanie and then hoochie daddy shorts. Like that's just how it rolls.
You would fit in
So
Colorado.
yeah, probably so. Here's what I won't do though. There's a look that we've got in this particular area where it's jeans,
Yeah.
hoodie, coat, beanie, flip flops.
Oh, no.
Wild.
No.
Wild.
Why are
Like,
your
bro,
toes
you've
out?
I'm like, that was a business decision. Like, what is going on there? So anyways, back to the point though, aesthetics don't really have a whole lot of so if I'm not to pursue something specific aesthetically, so if I were to aesthetically be exactly the same, that would not have some sort of an adverse effect from what I can tell
Yeah.
on my clients, like the people that I serve and anybody prospectively who I want to serve. And it just has helped me really realize how much of the stuff that really like matters to me and the people that matter to me, it's not based on me trying to be a different version of what I look like now, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That does make sense.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. So yeah, that's what's going on with the fat loss phase. So it's really just doubling down and really locking in on the processes.
Yeah.
So the process wins. That could actually be a podcast episode too. Celebrating process wins. So
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
A lot
Yeah.
of people are not good at that.
No, not at all. And I don't think that it's a concept that's really I don't think that it's adhered to very much, if that makes sense. So the easiest example I can think of that comes to mind is it's easy to celebrate hey, the scale is down 2 pounds.
Yeah.
It's easy to celebrate even the performance based, hey, I hit a PR today.
Yeah.
Whether it's running, whether it's your squat, whatever it might be, those things are easy to celebrate. It's not as natural, I guess I should say, to celebrate hey, I got my 3rd workout in this week when I said I was going to get 3 workouts in this week.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't like hit the same,
Yeah.
you know, because you feel like, well, that's what I just should be doing.
Right.
But there's a whole lot of like shoulds that don't end up being done. So yeah, those process wins, like really celebrating and recognizing, okay, I've been consistent. I've been doing the thing. Like that's really where I'm trying to find the harmony in this fat loss phase. Cause I don't have to, like, I don't feel a compelling reason right now. So
yeah,
I'm trying to find it. Yeah.
Well, good luck.
So, yeah. All right. Throwing it back to you.
Well, first a tangent. I heard this weekend from my sister-in-law who works at I think it's a high school. She told me that leggings are now out. And if you wear leggings, they say that you have turkey legs.
For
women.
What? So what's in instead? The mom jeans?
Like the yoga pants that flare. Wide bottoms.
Oh.
Not
okay.
apparently nothing Nothing tight to the skin anymore, is what the youth are saying. Yeah, so very
Interesting.
troubling news for us millennials who like to wear leggings to work out.
Well, that'll just end up rotating and changing anyway.
I know. I just thought it was so savage to call them turkey legs. Instead of just being like, tight things are out. It's just like, you have turkey legs if you wear leggings, you know? Which I
Yeah,
see where they get it from. Because the trend is like baggy everything, right? So if you wear baggy on top and then leggings, it could look like turkey legs. So,
that's interesting. Okay.
yeah.
Good to know.
Anyway, so when you were talking about leggings for leg day, that made me think of the new information
Yeah.
I
I'll
learned.
wear them for I found some joggers that I really like from Old
Mm.
Navy. Shout out Old Navy making tall joggers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't mind showing a little ankle. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But,
I hate an ankle showing. Unless it's like
oh,
supposed to be like 7/8 length, you know? I hate when things
oh,
are just too short on my legs when they should be full length.
what's your inseam measurement though?
Like
I actually don't even know how tall you are.
I'm 5'7", but my
Okay.
inseam I usually get like a 34.
Okay. So
I have very long legs. I have no
yeah,
torso.
your legs are like slightly longer than mine at 6'2".
That's a little scary.
Yeah, because
34 will be like,
I'm legit a 33-inch inseam.
dang. Well, so I'm going off of women's sizing, which, you know,
I'm
when
familiar with.
you give a certain inseam, it should all be the same, but I have gotten 34-inch before that drags
Yeah,
on the ground, and I've gotten 34
facts.
that like touches my heel, you know? So I should measure one day,
Yeah,
but yeah.
which that's weird to me, especially understanding. For those that are not aware, I spent I don't know what 5, 10, almost 15 years in women's retail, so
Yeah.
I'm not just like making things up. That's really odd too, like because I'm used to waist sizes being so
Right, yeah, those are
wildly different
never.
for women. That's just not even like it's just
They just make
dumb
things up
how
at this
off they
point.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But an inseam, like an inseam is literally a measurement
Yeah.
from the crotch to the bottom. Like that is all that it is. So it almost makes me wonder if they're doing it based on where the item is sitting on somebody's hip or something like that. I don't know. That's
Maybe.
weird.
Or the website's wrong.
Hmm.
Because usually,
Yeah.
like I usually just buy long, whatever the long is.
Yeah.
And it usually says it's 34. So it could just be like
Yeah. That's true.
that they're saying it's 34, but it's actually not. Because I have seen longs that are 32 elsewhere. And I'm like, that is not long.
Yeah.
That's quite regular.
All right. Well,
Anyway.
back to the topic.
Yeah. Okay, I wanted to give a Runa update. So I just
Okay.
finished week 3. So I have
Yeah.
more data. There are a couple things. I texted you about this the other day, but
Yeah.
so after Wednesday is my track workout, and then I also, if all things go well, do one of my strength workouts that day. So Thursday, my run felt really hard. I was sore from lifting. I was sore from track. And I want to say I went later in the day because it's been very cold.
Yeah.
And we talked a bit last time about how if you skip a workout, you can't give feedback on like why you're skipping. But I gave the workout a thumbs down. So you rate each workout you do, which each
Uh,
run. They don't really care about the strength workouts in terms of like your rating.
Jeez.
Like they don't adjust things. Anyway,
Right. I know what you're saying.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I gave it a thumbs down, and there are a bunch of reasons why. It's like paces were too hard, not feeling 100%. I forget the other ones, but I said not feeling 100%. And then if you go into each of them, they give you AI feedback. And I've talked before last year about how I hate Strava's AI feedback because it's worthless. It doesn't
Yeah.
tell you anything. It's just like regurgitates whatever caption you write and like tells you your average pace, which I can just look up myself. So I wanted to shout out Runa because I thought the feedback was really good. It was basically like one, it gives you a lot more feedback. It's very supportive, which is nice. it finds something positive in whatever. Um, like a lot of mine lately have been like, great job, even though it's really cold out, basically. I'm like, yeah, thank you. Um,
It's so AI coded.
I know it's funny. But the one on Thursday, what I liked about it, it was like, I noticed that you gave this a thumbs down because you're not feeling 100%. And that was like, great job staying consistent and getting this done. However, you should consider if a rest day would have been more beneficial based on how you're feeling.
Oh, that's next level.
Yeah. So I thought that was
Yeah.
really good because, I mean, you don't really see that from anything.
Mhm.
And I think that's probably like one of people's main complaints about like AI programs or like templates, uh, that you're not really encouraged to skip things. But I thought it was nice for it to be like, sticking to the plan isn't always what you should be doing. Like if you feel bad, feel free to take a rest day, basically. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So I wanted to shout that out. I have had a realization with their strength workouts. One, I'm really liking them. But two, I forgot that when you haven't done something for a while, you'll be very sore.
Yeah. What was the movement?
There's been a couple. And I've done all these movements before in my life. It's just
Yeah.
they weren't part of my rotation recently.
Yeah. Makes
Um,
sense.
so Wednesday's workout that absolutely destroyed me. I finally went to Vasa with my friend, so I'm using my gym membership. So
Hey.
I convinced her to do the workout with me. It was barbell reverse lunge.
Okay.
And for reverse lunges at home, I usually do dumbbell. So
Yeah.
it's just like lighter. So it was that, sumo deadlifts.
Okay.
We had some calf raises, heavy kettlebell swings,
Oof.
side planks, and Copenhagen's. Um, those are the main
Side
things.
pl- side planks and Copenhagen's?
Yeah, listen, when I tell you it was brutal,
Bruh.
it was 60-second each side planks into 30 seconds Copenhagen each side. It was a short lever instead of the long, so it wasn't as bad, but I was like,
That's
I'm
like
dying.
it's like hammer curls into palms up curls. That's
Yeah,
just awful. Yikes. Okay.
yeah. And well,
That is aggressive. That is aggressive adductor work.
yeah,
Aggressive.
especially when you're not used to it. It was so bad, and part of this is my fault because Sarah's my friend who was with me. I think she listens. Hi, Sarah. She's also my PT.
Hi,
Um,
Sarah.
we, as one does with their friends at the gym, we were like, we should load this up, right? We shouldn't just do the bar for these lunges. Um,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, we only did 65, but I shouldn't say only because we were both sore
Right,
the
right,
next day.
right, right, right.
But yeah, it was really the sumo deadlifts. We were doing them because it was 10 of them, and I was just like, after the first set, I was like, I feel sore already. I just know.
Yeah, that whole routine sounds. I mean, you could have stopped right after you told me you had kettlebell swings because barbell reverse lunges, calf raises, sumo deadlifts, and kettlebell swings. That's a workout in
Yeah.
and of itself. Super posterior heavy, I will say.
Yeah.
Very very posterior. Not a whole lot of anterior.
There's
Which that's one
more.
workout. I'm not judging people. So if you're,
Yeah.
yeah, because I'm assuming that one of the other workouts may be more quad dominant.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I did the other one yesterday.
Uh,
I remember
yeah,
doing whatever. Um, oh, there was lunging yesterday.
was there
Mhm.
like forward lunge, like walking lunge? You
Forward
were doing
lunge with like a band attached to a rack. So like
okay.
resistance, pulling your leg in, and you're trying to resist it out as you lunge.
Oh, an anti-rotational.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
There was something else.
Which that
No,
would be,
that was
yeah,
the
because that'll
one.
hit like some abductor a little bit. Okay, a little outer
Yeah,
quad.
I had
Sweet.
stupid side planks again with the leg raise this time. Rana
That's
loves
wild.
side planks,
Yeah, it
and
sounds like it. Sheesh.
yeah, and like 60 seconds for a side plank. I
Yeah,
don't know
no.
if I'm just weak, but it's so hard. Anyway, so yeah, and there was one workout last week that really did me in as well. It's been fun doing things I don't normally do, but
Mm-hmm.
it is a reminder when you don't do things for a while and then you just like jump back in because you're like, oh, this is like the weight I think I should be at. You might be sore. So I'm curious
Yeah.
with their strength workouts in like the next 4 week phase, if there's any repeating workouts or if they keep kind of switching it up, or if there's like
Gotcha.
some foundational pieces of each where then they just switch out some accessory movements maybe. Um, but yeah, so that's going well, minus being sore sometimes.
Cool.
Um, and then the last thing I want to mention is something like Runna is really good for people, in my opinion, who have a hard time getting themselves to do things they're not good at, or like where your weaknesses may lie. So what is coming to mind for me is in my long run workouts, they have me doing more like a little slower than tempo paces, but long intervals, like 1 to 2 miles. And I find anything over a mile so hard mentally to
Hmm.
do. Yeah. It's just like a lot more intimidating. Um, and it's been good to have this because I'm like, well, I have to at least try it. you know?
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Because me as a runner, my easy runs are like 10-minute pace ish, depending on the day. Those I'm good with. My track
It's like
workouts,
it's like my sprint.
you don't run much, though.
Gee, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not saying these paces for comparison reasons. For it'll make sense in
Right.
a second.
I know. Yeah.
Track workout days are like more top end speed, so it's usually like low sevens, high sixes for pacing. Shorter intervals. The longest interval that I've seen, I have this Wednesday, which is like a 1,200 meter. So 10-minute pace to like 7-minute pace. I don't hang out in the eights much. So these long run workouts are good because, like for example, this weekend I was supposed to oscillate between 8:35 pace and then 8:15, 8:35, 8:05 ish. And they give you ranges if you like start the workout. You don't have
Yeah.
to be like super precise, but yeah, I think it's one of my weaknesses, not hanging out in that area and working more on like strength endurance versus just top end speed. So I hate them, but I am excited to see how they pay off in racing later this year, you know? So yeah, just some more information for the people if you're curious about Renna. I would recommend trying it.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Well, I'll. Do I want to do this or? Yeah, I'll throw this out there. I'll
Yeah.
do it real
More
quick.
AI.
Yeah. Um, so I had a client who reached out to me to get my feedback on a particular tracking app that they were implementing, like a food tracking app.
Oh,
So,
cool.
yeah. So what I mean, I won't get into the specifics of like that particular app just because I wasn't as familiar with it. I did some, when I say research, I watched a YouTube video and then looked up a couple of things just so I could try and get an understanding. I don't really see a massive difference between different food tracking apps that have AI components
Hmm.
to them, to be quite honest with you. However, what I wanted to share was something that I had shared with them in terms of when you are tracking and you have access to something that has AI capability in it. So, for example, I've talked about macro factor that I use, and by the way, when I will recommend something, you can for sure believe that if I'm recommending it, it's based on, my experience in conjunction with also client experience and things like that, because I have like no affiliation at
Yeah.
all. Like I'm nowhere near there at the moment. If anybody wants, let me know. However, yeah, so I talk about macro factor just because I use it and I did a lot of trying to understand it prior to committing to using it. So, anyways, what I had sent this person and I would share with anybody that's listening here is just a reminder that one, when you have, if you are someone who has a very specific goal, then the more specific your goal is. So, for example, you're saying, I want to, if we're talking like weight loss, like I want to lose 10 pounds.
Hmm.
If you are talking about a performance-based goal, I want to squat 250 pounds. So you have something very specific, then the more specific your methodology has to be to get to said number.
Yeah.
So I share that because with the continued increase in especially AI when it comes to food tracking apps, then I think that it can be really easy. And my client isn't doing this, like, so it's just some thoughts that I had. It can be really easy to start letting the AI estimates be the default that you go to when when that's available, versus continuing to work things in what I call like a basically kind of like a hierarchy of accuracy here. And I definitely just made that up. So the hierarchy of accuracy when it comes to understanding your nutrition intake, first and foremost, will always be queen and king combined, is weighing and measuring your food. That is the most accurate way to get an understanding of what you are intaking. And I'm not saying it's 100% accurate. I'm saying it's the most accurate
Yeah.
that you can get. So weighing and measuring your food. Then next on the pyramid, I guess, or the totem pole for me would be potentially like scanning barcodes. So something is a particular serving size. So maybe you scoop that in 1 cup. So you put that in a cup and the barcode says when, that cup is worth, I don't know, 150 calories. I'm just making up a number.
Yeah.
But then going by a barcode, reminder that I don't think I've seen this updated in quite some time. To my knowledge, those things from an FDA standpoint are still allowed to be up to 20% wrong in either direction.
Yeah.
In either direction. And when you think about that from the aspect of, like, compare it to something like money. So think about like if your paycheck was allowed to be 20%
Oh God.
more or 20. I know that just hit, right?
Yeah.
Your
That'd be
paycheck is allowed to
terrifying.
be 20% more or 20% less, then you'd probably be like, okay, let me not quite spend as much because I don't exactly know how much is coming in.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I would also recommend that people just kind of think through being so like, okay, well, I got to make sure that I'm scanning or having the barcode be the default for you, because those can be pretty off.
Yeah.
They're allowed to be. Okay. And so basically level 1 or your top tier would be weighing and measuring. Your second tier would be barcodes. I would also put then like maybe 2A would be going off of if you're eating out a lot, going off of the menu, or not the menu,
Yeah.
the nutrition calculators from the website, or why can't I talk? Yeah, nutrition calculators
Yeah.
from the website. So for example, I go to Chipotle and if it says like, hey, a double scoop of rice is this and whatnot, that's even below the barcode, I would say, because
Oh
humans are
yeah.
going to human. So, and you also never know how much sauce is put on something. It's like trying to measure like how long of a spray you used on like avocado oil spray or whatever it may be. All right. So that would be
Yeah.
your next one. And I would actually put AI utilizing photos and or text, because in Macro Factor you can take a picture of the food and then you can also type out what it is.
Yeah.
I would actually put that at the bottom and the least accurate out of all of those methods, because there's so many other factors to it. I was even listening to a YouTube video from somebody who was reviewing a particular macro tracker that used AI, and they even were like, yeah, well, if you don't take the picture at the right angle, you can't expect to get like an accurate reading. And I was like, what, the right angle? Like, and then as
Yeah.
I think about it, I'm like, well, if you're taking it from the top, say it's like an acai bowl or something like that. You
Yeah. You
can't see
can't
how
see how
deep
deep
stuff
it
is.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't see how much
Yeah,
of each thing you have. Yeah.
exactly. And I learned a little bit about this, about like photos and how that integrates into AI, because I had a couple of employees who worked for me who were in college. And when they were in college, they had enrolled in this competition that State Farm's, one of the larger companies here in our area,
Mhm.
they had this competition for app development. And so these
Ooh,
guys that enrolled in this competition, they ended up winning, by the way, which was like awesome.
that's really cool.
And they developed an app where, for example, this pen that's here, you could scan the app and it would tell you whether or not it was recyclable and where you could take it.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And so I was able, as you know, as they would kind of keep me updated on how things were going and whatnot. And it was super cool when they told me that they won. It was just really interesting how we would just like, because they were showing me the beta and the whole process from the ground up. It was very interesting
Yeah.
as they would kind of keep me updated over the months. Just the random stuff where it would just like get super buggy. And then if you didn't take the picture from a certain angle and all this other sorts of stuff. So it just reminded me just to, hey, I believe that AI can be a super solid tool in certain situations. It can be better than nothing.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think that it should be the default. So I think that going for something like specifically like a food tracker, don't forget that the most accurate option should still be option number one. And the artificial intelligence stuff, especially when it comes to food tracking, I think should be kind of the backup plan. And I would quite honestly, I would treat that more like a food log than
Yeah.
I would a macro tracker.
That makes sense.
So just throwing that out there. Yeah, because I'm really glad that they brought it up to me, because I was like, huh, I've not really like dug into that particular topic at all. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to share. So you got anything to add there or whatnot?
No.
No. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, there we go. This is our attempt at kind of a newish like a remixed format. We're still going to be talking about lifting. We're still going to be talking about running, and we're
And living.
still living. Yeah, we're still
Yeah.
going to be talking about living. So yeah, if you have particular fitness related topics though that you want to make sure we do weave into this, because that's at the heart of what we're all about and what
Yeah.
really brought us together. So do feel free to let us know, and Kelly is gonna let you know how to do that.
You can DM us on Instagram at Lifting Running
So
Living
smooth.
Pod, or email us at liftingrunningLivingPod@gmail.com. Or you can comment on
Word.
this on Spotify.
Facts.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you folks for tuning in to another episode of Lifting, Running, and Living. This has been episode 70. We truly appreciate you. Take care, stay safe, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.